verse 7. Second Peter chapter 2, verse 7. And deliver just not, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked.
Right. Again, the word conversation means manner of life, conduct, behavior, bearing, right? As in your military bearing. You understand? So if your lifestyle is immoral, right? If it's wanton, meaning it's not disciplined, right? You're part of the problem, put it that way. You're part of the problem if your lifestyle ain't on point. Right, read on.
Verse 8. For that righteous man dwelling among them, and seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from the day to day with their unlawful deeds.
Right, because this alternative lifestyle, it would vex the righteous man's soul. Right? This is what was taking place in ancient Sodom and Gomorrah. Right? It vexed Lot. Right? Vexed Lot. Lot even gave his daughters to the men, and the men refused the daughters because they wanted men. You wonder why the Most High destroyed them with fire and brimstone? So guess what's going to happen here? But the same thing is happening. Men is rejecting the woman and going after other men. Likewise, the woman rejecting the men, going after women. That's madness. Right? But that vexes a righteous man's soul. All the wickedness, again, the immorality, the wantonness, the lasciviousness, and the list goes on and on. Right? That's the fruits of the flesh. To sum it all up, the fruits of the flesh. You know,
Verse 9. The Most High knoweth how to deliver the godly out of the temptation, and to reverse the unjust unto the day, reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment, to be punished.
Right, the Most High know how to deliver the righteous. And we gave an example of that out of Ecclesiastes 2 and 10. Right, go back of old and see if any trusted in the Most High, that he forsook, and you can't find it. And we use the example of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Susanna, even us Israelites. The Most High delivered us, right, out of temptation, out of destruction. You understand? The Most High is not slack concerning his promise. All right, read on that.
Verse.
But it also said, what the brother read, right? He's reserving the unrighteous for judgment. He's reserving the unrighteous for that fire. Right? For that fire, just as Sodom and Gomorrah, right, was destroyed for an example. Right? Read on.
Verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanness.
Right. See, chiefly them that walk after the flesh. Again, walk after the flesh. Give me Galatians Give me Galatians 5, start at 17. Let's touch on the flesh again real quick. Read that one more time, Mark. Chiefly them that walk after the flesh.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 10. But chiefly them that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanness.
Right. Those are the ones the Lord is talking about being reserved for judgment, that punishment. So let's find out who are the ones that's walking in the flesh. Right? Read what you got on Galatians 5:17.
All right. Galatians chapter 5, verses 17.
Matter of fact, start at 19.
Right. Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are evident, which are adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lewdness, idolatry, sorcery, hatred, contention, jealousy, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambition, dissensions and heresies, envy, murder, drunkenness, rivalries, and the like.
Right, you know what? Read that again. Let's start that again. Right? Let's take it again from verse 19 again. Because I want that part to be drilled in so you know what the brother's talking about in 2 Peter. Right? Because these men are being reserved for judgment. Right? Read on out.
Verse 19.
Yep.
Now the works of the flesh are evident.
Right? Are manifested. Read on.
Which are adultery.
Adultery. Right? That's in the carnal sense and the spiritual sense. The spiritual sense is You're worshiping another deity, right? You're worshiping another idol. You understand? You're worshiping something else other than the true and living God. The God of the Israelites, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? And that is committing a spiritual fornication, right? And it's also literal. If a man sleeping with his friend, with another man's woman, right? Or if a woman that is married sleeping with another man, right? He with another woman. You understand? So forth. Stuff like that. That's what it's dealing with. You understand? They're being reserved for judgment. Read on now.
Right. Fornication. Uncleanness.
Uncleanness, meaning in a moral sense, right? Uncleanness in a moral sense, right? Or you have impure motives, right? You have your own agenda. You have another agenda. All right? Read on now.
Idolatry.
Right, lasciviousness. Right, lasciviousness is like to say they got YOLO, meaning you only live once. Right, if it feels good, do it. Right, that type of stuff. What that Aleister Crowley said, Aleister Crowley, do as thou wilt. Right, that's lasciviousness. We don't know.
Idolatry. Sorcery. Hatred. Contention, jealousy, outbursts of wrath, self-ambition, dissension, heresies, right? A body of men going after their own tenets, right? They're not doing thus saith the Lord. Again, they got their own agenda. They got their own thing set up. They're doing their own thing, right? Read on. Envy, murders, drunkenness, reveling.
Reveling meaning like a parade, so forth, so on, right? A parade, a carnival, that type of stuff, right? Bottom line is you're in the club, right? You're in the club, in the strip club, right? You turned up, that type of stuff. You understand? We don't know.
Delight.
Right, and such delights. Anything like what we just mentioned, right? Any synonyms to it, right? Anything of the like. Read on.
Of which I tell you beforehand, just as I also told you in time past, that those who practice such things cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh.
There you go. Those who do such things are not going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. You see that? It's not going to happen. Now go back to 2 Peter's ark. So that verse 2 and 10.
All right, 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 10. And it reads, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanness.
Right, and the brother just break that down perfectly. He just read it perfectly. You understand? He just read it perfectly. All right, so you get the understanding what walking in the flesh is. Right, read on.
And despise government. Presumptuous.
Presumptuous means daring, right? You're daring, you're bold, right? You're bold in your action. You're bold in your thoughts, right? Read on.
Are they self-willed? They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities.
Right, they're not afraid to speak evil of dignities, right? The higher power, read on.
Verse 11. Whereas angels, which are greater in power and might.
Exactly, those are the dignities. Read on.
Bring not railing accusation against them before the Most High.
Right, they don't bring a railing accusation to the Most High. All right, read on.
But these are natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed.
Right, again, it's speaking about these men, right? Who those false prophets. That's what it's talking about, those false prophets. Right? Those false prophets, that's what it's talking about. Those are the natural brute beasts it's talking of, right? Read on.
Speak evil of the things that they understand not.
Right, they're speaking evil of things they don't even understand. They don't know. Right? Read on.
and shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
And they're going to die in their own corruption. You understand? The men are alive and they think they're spewing out, right? They're going to die for that. But why? They're corrupting the flock. They're corrupting men, women, children by their behavior, their conduct, their men alive, and what they spew out their mouth. Right? Read on that.
Verse 13. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness.
Exactly. They're going to receive their just reward. You understand? Bottom line, they're going back to sowing and reaping. Whatever you sow, you're going to reap it. Right? You sow wickedness, you're going to reap destruction. You sow to your flesh, you're going to reap destruction. Read on that.
As they that counted pleasure to ride in the daytime.
Right. They that count it to riot, meaning they party or carousing. Right? They having a good time. They flossing. Right? They flossing and them another stuff that they what you call? They balling, stunting, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Right? That's what they doing. They living it up. They enjoying themselves. Right? Read on that.
Spots they are in blemishes, spoiling themselves with their own deceiving, while they feast with you.
Right, read up what again. Spots they are.
Spot they are in blemishes.
Right, spots and blemishes. Right? Meaning that's how these are wolves in sheep's clothing on. Spots and blemishes. Why? Their life, their conduct, their behavior, what they spew out their mouth, it make the true believers look bad. It make the ones who are really sincere in the word look bad. They make Yahweh Shai look bad. Right? They put a black eye to the truth. You understand? They're putting a black eye to the truth. All right? Read on that.
Sporting themselves with their own deceiving, while they feast with you.
Right? While they feast with you, right? They're living good. By what? Deceiving you. Deceiving you. Exactly. Right? They're living good. Right? While they're deceiving you. Brother gave a good example. Perfro Dollar. TD Jakes.
Privily.
And all that. Kirk, oh my goodness, Kirk Franklin. He's flaming. Kirk Franklin is flaming. You understand? But it show you the deception these men use. Tyler Khan, right? When Kirk Franklin came out singing gospel, have everybody stomping around, jumping around. Now, when you see him, you can see that he's feminine. Look at him. You can tell his countenance bear witness to that. Read up one more time, I'm gonna get a scripture for that.
Alright, 13 at the top. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they that counted pleasure to ride in the daytime. Spat they are in blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceiving, while they feast with you.
All right, give me Isaiah the 3rd chapter up. Make you read that part again now. But the brother mentioned Kirk Franklin. Right, the brother mentioned Kirk Franklin. Right, and we are touching on him. So we're going to bring out a precept real quick. Isaiah chapter 3. And we're going to start at verse 8. The brother mentioned Creflo Dollar, TD Jakes, Kirk Franklin, Al Sharpton, but Kirk Franklin of all of them is a flaming homosexual. Right? See what you got,
Isaiah chapter 3 verses 8. For Jerusalem stumbled, and Judah has fallen.
Right. Israel, man, we stumbled. Right, we're ruined. Right? And Judah is fallen. Right, read on.
Because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord.
Read on.
To provoke the eyes of his glory.
Right, that's what our people doing. Right, they're against the Lord. Right? But we're gonna, I mentioned Kirk Franklin, right? Read on, but this one brought this scripture to mind. Read on.
The look on their countenance. The look on their countenance witness against them.
Right. The look on their countenance, right? Meaning their countenance, how they look